Can the 49ers trade Brock Purdy and get better?
I don't think so.
Okay, before you say why not, let me try to lay out how they might be able to.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, his value is crazy high right now.
Is it?
I think you get more in a trade for Brock Purdy than you could get for Christian McCaffrey because he's a 24-year-old quarterback.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like you could get how many first-round picks for Brock Purdy right now? At least one.
I don't think you'd get one.
You don't think you get one first-round pick for Brock Purdy right now?
If I'm a team in this draft and I'm picking late in the first round and I can get JJ McCarthy or I can Brock Purdy. Sure, you would, right? He's a known commodity, but you can have 4 years of cheap JJ McCarthy, who's a guy that you've probably scouted and liked, or you can have one more cheap year of Brock Purdy and probably not win a Super Bowl and then have to pay him. I think teams again, this is the whole argument. Like when you're talking about Brock Purdy, I'll give you an example. Would you take Brock Purdy or Anthony Richardson right now? No brainer, Brock Purdy, right? You haven't seen Anthony Richardson enough.
Right.
But do you think the Colts would actually trade Anthony Richardson for Brock Purdy? I think no chance in hell they would do that. No chance in hell.
I don't know.
Zero chance.
Maybe they don't have to because they have some time and they don't, they can commit to developing a quarterback. They don't have urgency, but
he has all the traits that they want, everything that Steichen looks for. You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, clearly Brock Purdy's the known commodity. We'll see what JJ McCarthy is. I don't know. But the point is that these teams fall in love with who they scout. And if you can get 4 years of cheap JJ McCarthy, if you think he's even close to the level of Brock Purdy, which I think most scouts probably do believe he is, I don't think that you would take Brock Purdy over JJ McCarthy.
JJ's scary to me. He's thrown like 600 passes in college.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. But anyway, let's say you could get a late first for Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Maybe that's not so appealing to fans, but how do you replace him? How would Kyle replace him?
Kirk Cousins.
Right. That's the thing, guys. Kirk Cousins is available, and you may not like it, but remember, that's Kyle's favorite quarterback ever. And he's on the free agent market. He could just sign him. He's been waiting 8 years to do this. And he can do it now. You don't think he fantasizes about this? I bet he does.
He might, but are you done laying out your case?
I don't have much more of a case other than I think Kyle could be into it. I think Kyle could be into pivoting to Kirk Cousins. I don't know that anyone in the organization would be, but I think privately he might be into this.
That's a possibility, but let me tell you why I don't think that they would be better. First of all, let me be very clear.
Okay.
Pre-injury Kirk Cousins, okay, assuming he's still that guy, at this stage in his career, is better than Brock Purdy.
I mean, we saw him on the same field in the same game. Kirk was objectively better.
Yes, he was.
Objectively better.
So that much to me, at least, is clear. I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with that, and I'm a Purdy hater. I get it. All right. But to me, he's better.
Huh?
But what you're going to pay Kirk Cousins,
right?
And overriding, let's say the option is Brock Purdy and Danielle Hunter, or Kirk Cousins and whoever you're going to get at round one that's probably not going to play this year anyways. Well, give me Brock Purdy and Danielle Hunter. The difference between Brock Purdy and Kirk Cousins isn't great enough for me to pass up on a talent like Danielle Hunter, let's say, somebody like that. So that's why I think the 49ers couldn't get better by making a move like that.
They could, though, give him a 2-year deal, signing bonus, and have the second year be a much bigger cap hit than the first year, and just say, look, we're sacrificing a little of our future. We are. Brock Purdy, 24, great future. But he had a chance to win the Super Bowl. And he was good, but we only scored 22 points. And we think if we had Kirk Cousins, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year and put up big points in that game.
Let's just go all the way crazy. You know what, Kirk? We love you so much. We're going to bring you in. We need you to be cheap for a year. We're going to take that first round pick we got for Purdy. We're going to package it with Debo, and we're going to bring in Jefferson as well. Will that make you comfortable?
What do you say?
All right. Now I'm in.
Where's Kirk going to end up?
I think back in Minnesota. I think it makes the most sense. It's not fun. It is super boring. I agree. But I mean, Justin Fields probably ends up with the Falcons. There's probably a team that's going to sign Russell Wilson because he's going to take the vet minimum because he's getting paid by Denver no matter what. So it's a big screw you to them. And the new team, whatever they pay him, is the difference is offset by Denver. So just make them pay the whole salary. You take the vet minimum, go to a new team, and give yourself the best chance to win. So I don't know where else Kirk Cousins is going to end up. I don't know.
On the Niners.
Miami.
Brilliant. I like that.
Miami. There we go.
I like that. B Cruisin 302 says only trade or acquisition that will get excited for his Captain Kirk. You like that? I'm telling you, man.
You like
that? Kyle himself.
That's Kyle
himself. Fish and Chip says, AKA Mr. Parable, the scheme will prevail. Doesn't matter who, what is in place. The system is all that matters. 39-year fan done with Shanahan family. The whole family. Even the kid, Carter.
The whole family. Jeez, man.
Coming for you, too.
What
Harrison
about Family Dog?
Grant, what's the status with Larry? He said some total nonsense last week. Obviously, he was having a meltdown to some degree. Hopefully, he apologized. Love your streams together. I haven't heard from him. Richie says, can Hargraves be successful in the wide nine? Since we are married to this system, we may need to look at moving him to get someone better suited. That's a great question. He was so well suited for that 5-man front in Philly. Over here, he's kind of gets swallowed up by those double teams.
Yeah, he was a little bit disappointing. Do you think that there's something to remember this offseason? You talked about how you felt like he was a bit out of shape. You feel like there was something to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in hindsight, obviously you thought it in the moment, right? But now that you've seen this
in the shape, but I don't think he was at his best.
Yeah.
Maybe getting a massive, massive, massive signing bonus would do that to any person. I'm not judging.
For sure. Definitely not judging.
The only teams trading for McCaffrey are in the XFL.
I think a lot of teams would trade for him. You're just not getting him first.
Derek says off topic, but does last year's over cap spaces roll over to 2024? If so, do the Niners free up a bunch or did that money just get used?
Yeah, they have about 37 million, I think, that should roll over. I don't know that it's showing on like over the cap and spot rack yet, but I think it eventually will.
Mike drops with Monza says Cousins or Russell to Atlanta. Please be Russell.
So much more fun.